Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Enter the Gungeon. Let's play. We're gonna do the... Let's do the convict. The convict. I don't think the convict's very good, but we're gonna play her anyway. And we're gonna die, inevitably, because we're bad at this game, but that's okay, because that's why we're here. It is... What is today? May 15th. Wow, 15th already. It's been a while since my last episode, but I'm working on getting these episodes out because there's something I want to do. Oh! I woke up, I ran this morning, it was good. Ow! That was less good. Alright, let's see if I can remember what we're supposed to be doing here. So the convict. Oh, no! That was really lucky. Convict has a gun that, as far as I can tell, is not particularly good. It's not very accurate. It's fairly low capacity. It's very low capacity. Makes shooting these guys across the room kind of a pain in the ass. I have to reload it a lot. We also have a shotgun, though. So I think that's one of the advantages. Probably the principal advantage of the convict. I don't know, we're gonna see. I'm not sure if it's taking less shots to kill these guys. Is it? It's actually faster if I tap shoot rather than hold it down. Okay, so we have one chest here, which we're gonna wait on. Let's go this way. But yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a while since I've done much of anything, truthfully. But I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to make... I know I said that last time. I found that actually funny when I was editing my last video. I was like, you know, I'm really trying to make more videos. I'm actually doing it, though. If only by the fact that I'm actually making a video in this moment. But we'll see. I'm going to continue doing Don't Starve because I enjoy Don't Starve. And I enjoy Gungeon. I'm just really bad at Gungeon. And it's hard when you don't practice a whole lot. I played some Don't Starve recently. And so I'm looking forward to getting back into that. Back into that from a single player perspective. Because the multiplayer Don't Starve is well designed, but I don't necessarily think it's well balanced. Which is curious because it's not necessarily different from single player Don't Starve, but there's a few things, particularly when it comes to Season's mustache. I have no idea what mustache does. We'll probably want a key at some point. Also, that's suspicious. I feel like there might be a... No, okay. No, you don't need to get mad. I was just trying something. Alright, let's get out of here. Seasons are a little bit weird in Don't Starve together. And I don't actually know if they differ all that much from Don't Starve single player. They might not differ at all. But why am I talking about Don't Starve in this episode? That's weird. Let's talk about something else. Graduated. That's pretty exciting. Doesn't feel any different. Oh, get out of here. Which is always... For some reason, people are always confused when I answer that way. Armor, cool. When they ask me, oh, how does it feel to be a graduate? It feels literally 0% different. And I always joke, maybe that's because I have no marketable skills. Maybe because I feel... I don't want to misrepresent my education by saying I feel like I didn't learn anything during it, but... you don't... It's kind of like that saying, you know, little by little one travels far. I think that's a C.S. Lewis quote. And it's kind of like that. You don't really realize how much you've learned at the end of all of it, because education is just a gradual accumulation of knowledge. But, so I don't feel like I've learned anything, but I've definitely learned things. But with a degree in psychology, it's not necessarily something you go out of undergraduate with and immediately start looking for jobs. It's not like my friends in computer science who... I don't need that. I guess I'll come back and chase off the rats? Because I want that to be there. I just... Oh, shit. Well, it's gone. Shit. Fuck that up. Yeah, it's not like my friends who have perhaps more immediately marketable degrees. Do I just not understand how these guys work or something? And it's gone. Good. I completely neglect to realize that going into the next room causes enemies to spawn, and thus I can't actually go backwards. Oh well. because they're looking at undergraduate as the end of their okay, hi, the end of their education. So it's a little bit different for them. It is the point at which they become, you know, adults. But I still have a little ways to go. I don't know. I felt like that looked weird for some reason. Maybe it's a shiny lock on it. I could still use a second key. But yeah, that's kind of their end point. Whereas with medical school coming up in the next year or so, I still have a decent ways to go. So it's a bit of a strange feeling. It's a odd interim period, especially with the my circumstances. I guess that's the closest place to teleport to. Where I don't quite know when I'm going to be going to school. I know I'm going to be going to school. I'm accepted, guaranteed, but I don't know when. And there's a lot of moving and kind of logistics that need to be found out. So that's the boss. So let's go and do. Let's go buy a key. Maybe we'll buy. Oh, we don't have enough for a half heart. Dang. And then I didn't mean to fire. And we'll go over here. We'll get both these chests because we might as well. I don't honestly know if the brown one or whatever color it is worth getting, but honeycomb. I have no idea what that does. Be prepared. Let's look at it. Flash ray. I had that last run, didn't I? This honeycomb bonds with the user, releasing bees to protect their hive when damaged. Well, I mean, I'm not crazy about seeing an on-damage item. That's always suboptimal, as far as I'm concerned. But it's better than nothing, I suppose. It would be nice if it had a secondary effect. And we got, what, a machine pistol and some more money. We can actually go and buy a heart. But I think we're just going to try and do it. And if we die, we'll do another run in this episode. Because that would have been extremely short. How do I skip? Escape? I don't actually remember how to skip these cutscenes. You know what? We'll watch it. It's been a while. It's so manly. Alright, come here. Gallon Gull's not too hard. Oh! He says as he almost gets hit in the face. We got pillars in here, so we really got the easy iteration of Gallon Gull. Oh! You know what? There you go. Put those 2 blanks to good use. Are you serious? Can I not aim today for some reason? This is going to be a slow fight. I'm not an expert at it at this point, but it's going to be okay. Thank God for these pillars. I don't remember if this boss has a different phase. I guess he starts doing this, if you would consider that a different phase. But it's easy enough just to kite him around this pillar. We're probably going to get smacked in the face, and we're going to be really disappointed at losing the perfect, but so far so good. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. That's close. We're good. We're good. Stay over there. Sorry, it's taking me quite a bit of energy to focus, and I'm not necessarily to the point where I can do these bosses well. Okay, well, there goes that. Oh, we got bees, though. They're actually pretty good. Better than I expected. And they die. I'm not to the point where I can commentate and do this effectively at the same time, but we'll get there. I'm also getting back into making videos, as I said before, so I'm not even warmed up on the commentary side. I haven't been streaming in a long time, which is probably a video that I'll make about that whole thing. And kind of what's going on there. It's not sad. I mean, it's a little sad, depending on your perspective. I'm sad about it. I'm sad about not streaming. But I found, what the hell is this? There's a button. Hello. Take a break. Oh, did they add that? No, I'm good. Not this time. Talking button. All right, cool. That's neat that they added that. I guess you have to finish the floor to do that. They at least make you checkpoint through the floor. There's probably some gameplay reason for that. It doesn't seem like... No, it doesn't seem like there's a save option in the menu. I know that was added in one of the free updates that they had. Oiled cylinder. Well, we don't have enough for that. I have no idea what it would do. It looks interesting, though. I think we can... Oh, good. I think we can use a shotgun now. We're just going to use our... We should be using the sawed-off, not the one we got. Because I would assume that the sawed-off is worse in quality than anything we would have picked up. What the hell is that? It's a key bullet. It's like a little treasure pygmy? Get out of here. I got... Oh, shit. I'm really close to dying. A little treasure pygmy. 50 drops a key. Would have been nice if you dropped like 2. As far as I'm concerned, 1 key is just a lucky rune payout, but, you know, everything's appreciated. I remember that was one of the primary complaints that people had about this game was, oh shit! Wasn't prepared for that. Was that keys weren't necessarily, weren't common enough. Look at that. Look at that. Well, we made it to the 2nd floor, so that's something. Let's try a different character, shall we? Who are we gonna play? I like the pilot. He's not good, but I like him. Let's do the Marine. I like his hat. Is a helmet a hat? I'm pretty sure a helmet is classified as a hat. You're supposed to take it off when you enter buildings and listen to the national anthem. It's probably a hat. Right. I believe the Marine is considered to be the easiest character. Although I'm talking out my ass when it comes to stuff like that. His pistols are definitely a lot better. Which is one thing I don't quite understand about Gungeon is... well, I suppose if you compare it to something like Isaac, the variance between the characters in Isaac, their initial starting stats are fairly varied as well. Hello, Bullet. But the 2 differences I find in that are... Well, no, that's a pretty good example, actually. I was going to say, the difference there is you don't necessarily end up relying on those tiers later game if you get unlucky, but you do... Okay, here's the difference that I'm trying to draw. Ooh. Yes, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to come back to it. In Gungeon, you end up relying on your default pistol because of its infinite ammo, kind of regardless, you know? Or at least you want to rely on it. I want to rely on it. I should stop speaking in generals about something I know nothing about. I want to rely on my pistol because of its infinite ammo, even into the later levels, and save the weapons that I get. Whereas Isaac, you don't have limited tiers. And so any upgrades you get are tangible upgrades permanently. I don't know how I didn't take damage there, but okay. You see where I'm coming from? In Isaac, if you get an upgrade, you get an upgrade, whereas in this game, if you get an upgrade, it's more, I shouldn't say it's a one-use kind of thing, but it's a finite resource. And that compels you to use your base weapon, which I'm not going to say objectively, but at least in some capacity increases the value of good starting weapons, which makes more characters, I guess, disproportionately valuable in this game as compared to something like Isaac. Ow. Well, I made that tight dodge, and then I just walked face first into that one. So good job, me. Man, I am getting destroyed in the garden. So it's interesting to me that there's so much variance, and not even damage or ammo capacity. Bullet. Alright. Not even damage or ammo capacity, but the spread on weapons. I mean, the Marine's gun is so tight. It's not as tight as... Really? That was totally my fault. Just completely ignoring how to play this game. The Marines is so much tighter and allows you to shoot enemies from such a farther range that it gives you... It's such a tangible advantage over other shorter range or higher spread weapons. Okay, we can't go that way. Aside from taking a lot of damage, we're clearing these rooms fairly effectively. There's the boss. We have seen, what, one chest? I think it was a blue chest. We also have that game room. Whatever you want to call it. That was really dangerous, and I never should have done that. I'll actually try the bullet gun, I guess. Okay. I didn't even see... You know what? Whatever. I find the exercise of going out of the room and kind of going back in to chase off the rat to be a bit tedious, in all honesty. It seems odd to me. And you know, one thing in general I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be optimistic about things, but I tend to be a very critical person. Not in a disparaging manner. I'm not trying to get out of here. I'm not trying to undermine games for any reason or in any capacity, but I just it's my personality to find things that could use improving and to figure out ways to improve them. And so that's why a lot of situations I'll critique something without necessarily intending for it to be seen as dislike or even harsh critique. Really, when I comment on things, it's just things that strike me as curious or perhaps off in that I don't necessarily understand the experience that they're attempting to evoke from a gameplay perspective. Like the rat. I understand it's intended to punish people for leaving things on the ground, maybe not paying enough attention, but in situations where you're trying to optimize the game, it introduces sort of this arbitrary... Do we have a key? Okay, we have one key. So I think we can open both chests now. But in situations where the player is paying enough attention, it's kind of punishing them for attempting to play the game in a capacity that is desired. I don't know. This game doesn't have a whole lot... See? And maybe it's this obfuscation of the rules that I don't quite understand that are making it difficult for me, but I chased him out of the room once, and I tried to chase him out twice, but he didn't come back, and then I leave. Yeah. Oh well. Got another shotgun. Regular shotgun, in fact. Cocked and locked, as it says. And where was the other chest? Down here. Wonderful. But yeah, it's one of the things that frustrates me the most in any context. Wow, that was a lot of stuff. We got a gold shell. What is this? Ammo synthesizer. Ammo chance on kills. Wonderful. Alright, we're going to use this shotgun, or... maybe we'll use lowercase r. Trigger twins. Sure shoots a lot. Although it's difficult for me to determine exactly how much damage it does. It does decent damage, you know? That was 100% necessary there. Also, across either of these runs, we haven't really gotten any extra blanks. If I put enough thought into it, probably could have bought one, but... You know, I'm performing better on these boss fights than I expected to do that. Alright, that's both of our blanks. So we'll be much more careful. We really don't want to get in between them like that because of my bow shooting at us. Oh, come on. I thought I was out of there. I wonder if they changed armor to... No, I doubt. Oh, goodness gracious. Thank God I had a lot of armor. I am just throwing this away right now. Oh man, I should have focused on one over the other. Dude, I am dodging directly into these. It's horrible. Horrible. I was about to say, you know, I'm doing surprisingly well on these boss fights, and then I just completely throw the trigger twins away. Which is a shame, because they used to be one of my better boss fights. Bullet, bullet, bullet. Oh, I can't believe I died. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's do one more. Well, one more. We're getting back into things. Do we want to try someone else? Let's try the hunter. I think we were rolling with the hunter a decent amount before we stopped. Or in previous episodes, I should say. We were never stopped. We are never stopped. Hunter has a pretty good pistol. I would rate it better than the convict, but worse than maybe the pilot or the marine. Although it does pretty high damage. And then she has the crossbow, which is a kind of weapon I'm really fond of in games. I'm always fond of, except for rifles, but I'm always fond of high damage, single shot items. I find I get more value out of it. I guess we'll just forget about that then. Get out of here. Try and bait this guy out twice, I guess. I really don't know how to force that. Oh no. I don't know. Moving on. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of snipers. Maybe there's like a cool connotation with them. You know. I find a lot of my values in life are associated with what schoolyard children might think about them, which is probably not what I should be basing my judgments off of. But with something like sniper rifles, it's definitely the weapon that a young kid on the playground would definitely be. You know, if they were playing soldiers, every kid would want to be the sniper because the snipers are cool guys, right? That was extremely lucky, and I should never have tried to make that dodge that way. I was trying to think of something similar, or maybe I'm gonna try and talk through this and figure out exactly what I was thinking about. But from my experience, and I think this is a pretty typical experience, when kids try to play together, they are constantly trying to remake the rules in their favor. Like, I remember playing games in my backyard or whatever where, you know, you're playing knights or whatever, and you invent the coolest armor and the best sword so that you're the best. But then whoever you're playing with also invents the best, and it's now better than yours. So now you have to create another one. And I have no idea what I was likening this to. I feel like it was game balanced in some respect, but I cannot, for the life of me, remember what it was pertaining to. Anyway, it's a funny situation because you end up with this power creep is what it's called. But it's a completely arbitrary power creep because there's no numbers or stats assigned with anything to begin with. So you, both kids are just creating better and better armor, none of which means anything. So you might as well just stick with the same. Anyway, it's fun. I miss those days. Playing make-believe. I'm not the kind of person to go out and LARP, but if you are, more power to you, honestly. I'm envious of that sort of security and maybe social, I was going to say social security, but that's something completely different. Social comfortability in finding a community that you are embraced by that completely. Remove bullets? I have no idea what that might be in C4. I don't really like active items in this game. You know what I would love? And I don't think Gungeon's on Workshop yet. I would love the ability to design your own character in a game like this. I think I talked about this in a previous episode. But I think Gungeon, more so than a game like Isaac, has the potential to benefit from a character design engine or module or whatever. It's a key. We already have 2 keys, so we don't really need another one. But we know it's there if we do. Because I feel like the guns and the play styles are so taste-based. Like, there might be an objectively good gun that you don't necessarily like using. And I would say that if they implemented a canonical, that is in the sense that it is inherent to the game, character design, then there should be some series of checks and balances that prevent you from just choosing the optimal weapon from the beginning and rolling with that, even though there's an argument to be made, and I think a very valid argument, that it's in a single-player game, you should be able to choose or do whatever you want without, risking consequences. This is a big discussion when it comes to mods and achievements, actually. And I think they recently fixed this, but in Isaac, mods have previously disabled the ability to earn achievements, which can, of course, ironically, just be fixed with another mod. So, first off, achievements and accomplishments and progress and game completion in a single-player game is completely arbitrary because it's the right of the individual to play the game and experience it as they see fit. What is this? A wind-up gun. Oh, is this? No, this is not the gun I thought it was. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to choose the most powerful gun in the game if you just want to run through the game and have fun and experience it. But I can see, in interest of preserving the integrity of the game, that the developers might design something that's a bit more balanced and a bit more restrictive. So you would have a set of points for anyone that might understand the reference. A Gatling gun. Oh shit. There's TNT there. I don't want to be there. Okay, I got hit. Good. I got hit twice. The most recent Call of Duty games have had kind of a system of checks and balances when it comes to allowing your kits, so you can have more attachments, but you get less perks. You can have more perks if you want less attachments. Basically, everything costs points, and you can have a certain number of points. Whoa! A certain number of points in your kit, in your character. So, each primary weapon might cost 5 points, each perk 2 points. So, if you only want one primary weapon, then you can take more points, or perks and stuff like that. I would love a system where, in this game, you were able to choose kind of your starting weapon. Even though, back to that original discussion, I feel like there's probably an objectively best choice in terms of, infinite ammo starting weapons. So that might be a little bit unbalanced, but that would be, I think, probably a healthy incentive for them to attempt to balance that a little bit more. Corsair, I remember this one. It shoots a ship, doesn't it? And it just bounces over the room? Or maybe not. It does do some bouncing, I believe, though. And then be able to choose additional weapons, be able to balance the number of weapons you get with your health, perhaps. I'm definitely an individual that likes higher damage and but lower health. And that's not the gun I'm trying to use. Where's my pistol, please? Thank you. Meanwhile, the world is coming to an end and I'm shooting at my dog. Come here. There we go. It is an interesting question of how you balance ammo, because I would love to be able to take something like the crossbow and give it infinite ammo, but I don't necessarily know what the cost incurred would be with that. I think it could be done if you tiered the weapons in some capacity, which again is kind of arbitrary and is probably worth community review after the fact if people think that certain weapons are overpriced or underpriced in the character designer. But again, it's a single-player game, so I'm not sure if it's actually necessary to have this series of checks and balances in the first place. I would love something like that. I think that'd be really cool and be a lot of fun for me to be able to... Ooh, a key. I don't know if these guys run away. I probably need to take care of this guy first and foremost. So let's do that. Excuse me? Okay. I wasn't really prepared for this. It's just me, or does the Corsair suck ass? Well, that was my fault. 100%. Did I completely forget to go to that game room on the first run? I believe I did. Or I died on that floor, but I'm pretty sure I died on the boss. Damn, dude. How many times am I going to get hit on this? What the hell is that? Okay. That was weird. How many times am I going to get hit on the same room? Die, little bullet. So yeah, I think that'd be interesting. And something I would enjoy. Wow, that was terrible. That was a absolutely abysmal performance. But you know, we got 3 quick runs in, and this is all about improving. So next time we're gonna work on taking less damage in the dungeon itself. My boss performance could be improved too, but I think I just need to focus a little bit more. Anyway, thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you next time. Stay classy.